are being delivered to them. Let me first share a few of the initiatives of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj in this field. A couple of years back, we launched a digital platform called eGovernanceWebinar, which actually starts, or let me put it like this, that this is an ERP for Gram Panchayats. So the first step of planning, budgeting, executing, making payments, after that the accounting, everything is done on this one platform. So you can understand the immense significance that we attach to digitization. I would be surprised if most of our municipalities are actually on such a platform. Apart from that, we have an app called the Meri Panchayat app, where this entire country can find out about the Gram Panchayats, who are the Pradhan, who are the other members. Apart from that, you can also find out about their bank accounts, about the payments being made, about the assets being created. This is truly revolutionary. And again, I would say, I can't think of any other organization which is so transparent. We talk about financial transparency, and I would rank Gram Panchayats to be very high on the list. We have another digital application which is called Gram Manchitra, which is actually a representation of all the Gram Panchayats of this country, where you can have an understanding of the topography of the Gram Panchayat. You can design roads, street lights, schools, how to locate them. That again is truly revolutionary. So our intention in joining and sharing with you these practices was to let this world know how far Gram Panchayats have progressed. We also want your collaboration and support for those areas, for those states where we are still weak and we have a lot of work to do. I would again welcome all the participants to this webinar and now request for that film to be played, which will give us a brief overview of the digital landscape in the Gram Panchayats.
भारत के गांवों में एक नई सुबह का आगाज हो चुका है, जहां हर कदम एक बेहतर कल की ओर है। सरकारी सेवाएं अब सिर्फ शहरों की विशेषता नहीं, बल्कि ग्रामीण जीवन का भी अभिन्न हिस्सा बन चुकी हैं। गांवों और शहरों के बीच की दूरियां कम हो रही हैं और सरल, तेज और सुलभ सेवाएं हर ग्रामीण तक पहुंच रही हैं। ग्राम पंचायतें ग्रामीण भारत के विकास में एक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाती हैं। 29 विषयों की जिम्मेदारी निभाते हुए ग्राम पंचायतें हर नागरिक तक सेवाएं पहुंचाने का काम कर रही हैं। सरकारी योजनाओं के लाभ, आसान ऋण और प्रमाण पत्र जैसी सेवाएं ग्राम स्तर पर उपलब्ध हो रही हैं, जिससे गांवों में विकास की रफ्तार तेज हो रही है। NIC द्वारा विकसित सर्विस प्लस एक ऐसा डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म है जिसे किसी भी सेवा के लिए कॉन्फ़िगर किया जा सकता है। ये ग्राम पंचायतों को उनकी स्थानीय आवश्यकताओं के अनुसार सेवा प्रदान करने के लिए सशक्त बनाता है। इतना ही नहीं, वैश्विक स्तर पर प्रसिद्ध भाषिणी जैसे डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म भाषा की बाधाएं तोड़ लोगों के लिए संचार के माध्यम को सरल बना रही हैं। यहाँ तक कि यूनिसेफ द्वारा विकसित रैपिड प्रो और यू रिपोर्ट प्लेटफॉर्म जमीनी स्तर पर संवाद स्थापित करने के लिए अत्यधिक प्रभावी साधन है। जिससे ग्रामीण समुदायों के साथ त्वरित और प्रभावी संचार सुनिश्चित होता है। डिजिटल भारत के बदलते भारत की नींव को और मजबूत करने के लिए और ग्रामीण भारत में 42.6 करोड़ से अधिक स्मार्टफोन यूजर्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए एक ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म का निर्माण किया जा रहा है जो ग्रामीण निवासियों को व्हाट्सएप पर कभी भी कहीं भी सेवाओं की जानकारी प्राप्त करने में सक्षम बनाएगा। 5 प्रणों में से एक विकसित भारत को पूरा करता ये शक्तिशाली प्लेटफॉर्म पंचम एक ऐसा चैटबॉट होगा जो भाषाओं की सीमाओं को लांघकर ग्रामीण भारत को अपनी स्थानीय भाषाओं में व्हाट्सएप के माध्यम से सरकारी सेवाओं की जानकारी कभी भी कहीं भी प्रदान करेगा। ये बदलाव सिर्फ एक शुरुआत है एक ऐसे भारत की जहां हर गांव, हर व्यक्ति सशक्त है, जहां डिजिटल सेवाएं दूरियां मिटाती हैं और हर नागरिक को समान अधिकार और सुविधाएं प्रदान करती हैं। डिजिटल भारत से जुड़कर हम एक विकसित भारत की ओर अग्रसर हैं। सशक्त पंचायतों से ही होगा सशक्त भारत का निर्माण।
Respected Secretary, sir, Secretary Panchayati Raj, respected members who've connected from all over the country, ACSs, Special Chief Secretaries, Secretaries. It is an honor to be making this presentation in your midst. Bring it. Next slide. This would be the briefly the structure of the presentation. There was a campaign that we did in 2021, which is going to be the staple input for today's presentation, which gives us also the means to chart out our course for future. That campaign had culminated in something called the Mysuru Declaration. There would be a couple of slides on that. And the current status of service delivery based entirely on the inputs that were provided by the states, that would be highlighted here, including our focus on certain core common services. It would be followed by the future plans, again drawing from the information that had been gleaned in the course of the Citizen Charter campaign. And finally, key initiatives by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Something has been said about them already in the short video that was just played. So briefly about the Ministry of Panchayati Raj mandate. In the year 2019, we gave ourselves this vision that the Gram Panchayats are going to be the drivers for rural transformation. And in line with that, we have given ourselves the mandate to strengthen the government systems through building institutional capacity with more transparency, greater accountability, making the PRIs more effective. The 17 SDGs, which in the ministry we have further condensed into 9 localized sustainable development goals. That is an essential filter through which panchayats are devising and implementing and are being evaluated on. And these programs are supported by the Rashtriya Gram Swaraj Abhiyan, certain initiatives such as the Panchayat Development Index, the eGram Swaraj, which the Secretary PR has already told you all about, Swamitva scheme, because the data for that is also being pushed onto the Gram Manchitra platform, and it is helping people even prepare estimates for their works. We have 2.55 lakh Gram Panchayats approximately, and 16,000 traditional local bodies in the Schedule 6 areas. There are 6,711 block level panchayats, 665 district panchayats, and the people who are most impacted or who are to make the greatest difference to how panchayats function are going to be the panchayat elected representatives and the panchayat functionaries, which total about 46.41 lakh at the moment. It is important to know that all the GPs of all tiers are now receiving Finance Commission grants, and they are all making their plans, which are subsequently being implemented. Next slide. This was something that we did in the year 2021 to get the information about what is happening in the services delivery domain, and to also get the panchayats to start thinking and to refining their thoughts on what is it that they want. So under the Citizen Charter campaign, a model charter was first circulated, and the panchayats were supposed to read that, to talk about it, and then to adopt a charter of their own. It was hugely successful, and we had, in a matter of a few months, 2.15 lakh gram panchayats who adopted a citizen charter for themselves. And that gave us an agenda that also gave us a peek into how we can organize ourselves to recognize panchayats as service enablers by adopting transparent techniques and methods to make them more accountable. And then finally, to enable them to provide time-bound services, which would be monitored effectively and finally would lead to the citizen empowerment. Next slide. And in the last column, you have what now goes by the name of Mysuru Declaration. To begin with, there were 17 states who said, because while the panchayats had adopted their own charters, the upstream linkages where it was mandated in the laws or in the state rules that the activity would be mapped to panchayat, that was still a work in progress. So at that time, all these states undertook that over the next 7 months, they would complete everything that it will take, and the birth, death, marriage, and residence certificates, construction permits, Manrega-related services, and targeted PDS, all these services would be made available at the GP level. Of course, the predecessor watershed events are the Right to Public Services Act, the Model Act, which you all know was circulated in the year 2011. And prior to that, in May 1997, when the Action Plan for Effective and Responsive Government was first decided on in the Chief Minister's Conference. This is what came in the Citizen Charter campaign. The bottom green bar, that if one counted all the services as the states had uploaded, so if there were birth certificate services available in all the states, we counted that as 35, depending on how many states had and UTs had used the board. But if you deduplicate them, there were 267 unique services we found out which are already being offered. Again, this is as per the information that is provided by the states. What you see on the map are the online services / the total services being offered at the GP level. So, yeah, carry on. Now we are looking at it through the filter of the core common services. So there are those 5 colors that have been used. So the first one is the where the panchayat acts as the service owner, and the service could be being provided through online or offline mode. So the dark green is where the offline mode services are being provided. The lighter green is where the panchayat is the service owner and the service is being delivered online. And then there are services that are in pink and a deeper shade of pink maybe, where the online and offline modes of services being delivered, where panchayat is not an owner, but it is a stakeholder. So you would have something like a CSC located within a GP. And while the signing officer may be a government officer, maybe nobody from the panchayats, but panchayat is a stakeholder because the services are being delivered from within the GP Bhavan. And finally, in the deepest shade of red, there are no services being delivered, again, as per the information provided. So the first one is about birth certificate. And one can see that in Rajasthan, UP, Maharashtra, Karnataka, the panchayat is the service owner. And then there are states where the panchayat is not an owner, which would be the state of Tamil Nadu. The ACSs and the secretaries who are going to come in at the end may want to respond to this. The death certificate mapping is the second map, the map on the right. Next slide. And then there are the residence and the marriage certificate. So Ladakh starts appearing as green, where the Panchayat is the service owner, but the service is being provided offline. And ditto for Maharashtra, for Tamil Nadu. Chhattisgarh is where the Panchayat is the service owner and it is being delivered in online mode. Again, for marriage certificate, the map on the right tells you what is the status adduced in the course of the Citizen Charter campaign. Next slide. Manrega job card services, the issue of the card and request for work. There are only Maharashtra, Haryana, Meghalaya and Mizoram who are the red states, and where the Panchayat is a stakeholder would be Gujarat and Himachal. And request for work, again, it is similar to the map on the left. Next slide. Construction permit, there are more reds than green, but one can see straight off that Madhya Pradesh is a state where Panchayat is the service owner of this offline service, as is J&K and Haryana and the state of Assam. For addition, deletion of name in the ration card, the map on the right tells us the status. The purpose of these maps is that in the later slides, we would have an agenda for action. So next one, please. And this is the status of the targeted PDS services. So preparation of new ration card and the request to include as beneficiary. Next slide. We need to deepen and widen. So while we are currently looking at only core common services, there is every reason that the ambit of the services going forward should be widened. Maybe water, drinking water related services and cleanliness services could be included. Transitioning from the offline services to online mode so that the monitoring and for the service level benchmarks, we are surer about how these services are being provided. Strengthening the governance and accountability by defining clear roles of Gram Panchayats. This is something that is open, and the states could come in and talk about this. And the facilitation of decentralization of service delivery through the village secretariat. Next slide. So wherever the linkages are not there, like I said, the upstream linkages, we need to make amendments to the state acts and rules, insert procedural changes through government orders where it is feasible. As an example, there are 25 states/UTs who have provisions for property tax and house tax collection under their respective Panchayat Raj Acts. However, operational guidelines have not still been established. Then define the role of Gram Panchayats. Do we really want these Panchayats to be owners of these services? Or do we need to have these services being delivered in the online mode? Or maybe through the CSC center in the GP is something that can be looked at. Transitioning the offline services to online modes, about which I think there seems no confusion, that is the direction we should all take, are some of the things that we need to do now, leading to the outcome of easing how people are able to avail services in the villages. Next slide. This is again flowing from the maps that were provided earlier. So the states, based on the information provided on the in the Citizen Charter campaign, this is what we think you need to do in respect of, again, the core common services. For instance, Arunachal has a long way to go because the if we are looking to make panchayats as owners, then all these services except construction permit need to be then delivered by the panchayat. The panchayat should be responsible for these. And of course, they don't have online services at all. Assam, Goa, Chhattisgarh does not need any amendments, but Chhattisgarh needs to transition, making panchayats the owners and so on. Next slide. You could note the list against your state. Next one. Service Plus is a very versatile and a very good application. It is, of course, an award-winning application. But then if a state wants to configure an existing service onto Service Plus, it is very easily done. Like there is a menu of options. You can just click and drag and insert them in your workflow. And this is available for everybody. Of course, the current statistics are that it has been adopted and there are so many applications, 32 crore applications that have already been received. But a lot of these applications are outside the ambit of the core common services or any services related to the Panchayat Raj department. So these are states are the users and all manner of services are being provided using the Service Plus application. Maybe we want to insert the Panchayat in it a little more. Next slide. And this was a mention was made of this platform in the short video that was seen, that using WhatsApp is a channel that everybody is accustomed to now. Everything else is a little old. And so making use of Bhashini, making use of the UNICEF existing thing called what you report and their WhatsApp platform, an attempt is being made to organize the frequently asked questions by people through a WhatsApp question tree. And then if Service Plus is being used, then it could flow right into Service Plus and you could be on the page where you were either monitoring a service that you've already applied for or seeking one. And in case a state is using their own application, it will leave you there with the URL so that you can go onto that page and handle the rest of it. I understand that Karnataka has already devised such a WhatsApp platform, so maybe you're not going to need this at all. Next slide. That is all. Last bullet on the previous page was also the use of Bhashini. So people would be able to use it only voice and voice in their mother tongue. So that is the goal. So thank you very much.
So let me call Srimati Uma Mahadevan, Additional Chief Secretary, Karnataka, for the first intervention, please. Srimati Uma Mahadevan ji.
Yes, I've joined. Thank you very much. Secretary DRPG, Secretary MOPR, Government of India, and other colleagues. Thank you so much for leading this important initiative to share experiences and understand how we can improve services to citizens using e-governance. Research has, of course, shown in the late 90s itself, as well as again in 2000s and 2017-18, that increasing services through Gram Panchayats is of great benefit to citizens. And of course, bringing services online when they are accompanied by relevant on-ground reforms can be extremely, extremely helpful. We in Karnataka have been a pioneer in decentralization, as y'all are aware. In the 1980s itself, we had the largest first experiment in Panchayati Raj. And thereafter, we also brought a version of an end-to-end Panchayat platform, digital platform, a few years ago, about 10 years ago, in the form of eSwatu, which was and Panchatantra, which was our platform for double entry bookkeeping, as well as managing the demand and collection of property taxes in Karnataka. But having the experience of those few years, we decided 3 or 4 years ago to go for a completely revamped end-to-end ERP called Panchayat 2, P2, for not only for funds, planning, works monitoring and payments, which eGram Swaraj is doing very well, and we were the first state to come on board completely in eGram Swaraj, but also to improve citizen service delivery as well as citizen participation and deliberation and transparency in panchayats. So speaking just about citizen services, we have 17 RDPR services already, which are completely online. We have 81 total services now, which include birth and death registration and various revenue department services, various other services of other departments. This year, our Chief Minister's budget speech announcement says that we will be including all other relevant services which are provided. That means around 300 in all, services which are being provided in various forms, G2G as well as G2C, including, for example, Anganwadi workers' applications. It is a G2G service. Applications for jobs as Anganwadi workers also can be brought into panchayats. This is because we have nearly 6,000 panchayats, and therefore they are accessible to the public. Service requests, citizens can raise these requests both through a web portal and through a mobile app with SMS and OTP, or with email login. Online document collection, validation features are enabled. Workflow-based review, approval, authorization through digital signature, as well as rejection wherever applicable. We are compliant with Karnataka's Service Guarantee Act, and a unique guarantee of services to citizen number, GSC number, is provided for every application, which enables tracking of status as well as third-party verification. We also have enabled online acknowledgement receipts and online provision of licenses and certificates with digital signature. All of these are standardized, and standardized templates are available. We also are a very large property tax collecting department, and therefore we have enabled online payments of property taxes as well as online payments of all other fees. We have POS machines in all of our 6,000 panchayats, and in fact many panchayats are asking for additional POS machines. This has also helped us to reduce the number of bill collectors. We have had a continuous demand for an additional post of bill collectors, but we are saying that we'll give you an online option as well as an additional POS machine instead. Just to give you a sense of the number of services that we have provided, agricultural land documents, we have provided over 6 million copies. We have a cash transfer which is given to women in Karnataka since last year, and just since last year we have enabled 3 million enrollments. We have started birth and death registration this year in Gram Panchayats, and already we have issued nearly 80,000, I think more than 80,000 birth and death certificates. We have a WhatsApp chatbot, as the Joint Secretary mentioned, and this WhatsApp chatbot enables the public to seek public information, which includes details of meeting proceedings, resolutions, details of Gram Panchayat members, details of Panchayat officials, details of self-help groups, all public data, which is not protected by privacy. It also enables the public to seek and apply for services through the WhatsApp chatbot, and also to register their grievances. So till now, we have 170,000 users registered on this chatbot, and nearly 7,600 grievances have been redressed through this chatbot. 6,000 service applications have also been processed using just this chatbot. But as I mentioned at the beginning, we are not stopping here, and we believe that the greatest citizen service is actually participation and deliberation in the proceedings of the Gram Sabha and the proceedings of the Gram Panchayat. And therefore, we have an integrated perspective plan, which is prepared by the Gram Panchayat, which takes in about 600 parameters from all the different departments, including health department, education department, school education, and so on, which actually is presented to citizens through an orientation Gram Sabha. Citizen feedback is sought through an SMS with a tiny URL in a structured format where citizens are able to comment on the works chosen, the scheduling of the works, as well as the beneficiaries chosen and any other. Thereafter, we have an approval Gram Sabha. Everything goes into the public domain. We have, in fact, Panchtantra is our internal platform, but Panch Mitra is the public domain platform. So everything that's not protected by privacy and not internal process is actually by default placed in Panch Mitra. And lots of researchers, both in India and abroad, are already studying Panch Mitra and analyzing Panchayat and Gram Sabha proceedings. Finally, and not least of all, the Gram Panchayat meetings themselves are enabled through eGovernance. We have a budget speech announcement of the Honorable Chief Minister that we will be webcasting our Gram Sabha meetings as well as our Gram Panchayat meetings this year. Many panchayats are already doing it, and social audit Gram Sabhas also are on YouTube. But we've had a discussion with YouTube and with Google about giving us a dashboard so that we can see every month how many panchayats have actually conducted their meetings and broadcasted. But even within the meetings, the members, we found through research that members, especially women members, SC/ST members, don't always attend all meetings other than the meetings where they are supposed to elect the chairperson or the vice chair. And therefore, we increased the sitting fees. The sitting fees were only 100 rupees. We increased it to match NeGW wage. And we also enabled a vote for members on each decision. So they vote biometrically on each decision, and the proceedings are of the decisions of the Gram Panchayat are actually signed with a digital signature of the Panchayat officer as well as the Panchayat president and issued on the same day. The moment they're issued, they go and sit in the public domain, and citizens can sign on for receiving copies of these proceedings. This enables greater participation, greater deliberation, and greater transparency. And we really have great hopes for taking this forward. We're very grateful to the ministry for supporting us along the way, and just wanted to share at the end that the Urban Development Department in Karnataka itself has asked for our FRS document of the Panchatantra platform, which is in many ways heartening to us, because that shows that what can be achieved in rural is certainly something that can be taken forward and shared in the urban scenario as well. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Umaji. I'll now invite Sri Gagandeep Singh Bedi, Additional Chief Secretary, Tamil Nadu, please. Kindly be brief, 5 minutes or so.
Thank you, sir, and good morning to you and all the other officers who are there in this platform. I will like to add to what Government of India Secretary Panchayat Raj and what my colleague from Karnataka has stated. Tamil Nadu is focusing a lot on making the services available for the citizens online in all those aspects which really matter. And we are happy to inform, sir, that the citizens are basically concerned about the Panchayat Raj. The citizens want their property tax, professional tax, and water charges to be given online. And actually, Tamil Nadu has revamped its entire software, and we have a VP tax portal through which the Panchayat tax is being enabled to be delivered online. In fact, we have both POS machines, but we are now encouraging the tax to be paid online. We have handled the urban department, and urban department always it's much more, but for example, in Tamil Nadu, at present, about 34% of the tax is being paid directly online through this thing, and the others by POS. In fact, we discourage cash payments directly over there. So this is for both property tax, water charges, and professional tax. This is the first thing that I like to highlight. The second is that the industrial license permission. We have now actually just we have formulated the new networking by linking it to Udayam network. So we basically want that all the small, medium, micro industries, their applications for licensing should also come online, so that their interaction with the Panchayat representatives directly can be avoided. So which we are actually we are going to launch very shortly in a month's time for giving industrial licensing also online. One more important thing that we have undertaken is the building license portal. In fact, Tamil Nadu has a online PPA platform wherein the building license portals, both in urban and rural local bodies, are all having a single link, and from that platform it comes to the local panchayat, and building platform is given online. And in fact, we have a system where all the building plan permissions for buildings below 2,500 square feet, we are giving the license instantaneously based on self-certification model. So that also we have made it online, and in fact current year itself more than 62,000 applications have been permissions have been given online in the portal over here. Sir, just to supplement what Karnataka has done, we have also all the Gram Sabha portals can be monitored online through a app over there, and we are there. Since paucity of time is there, I like to again mention another aspect which we have undertaken is we have a call center by name Orachi Money, where all the calls, we have a common number, and from where all the petitions are sent to the panchayat directly online, and we always follow up and ensure the grievance redressals through that portal also over there. Finally, I would like to say, sir, as you were saying, Government Secretary was showing the presentation where some of the services where Tamil Nadu is not the direct, the Panchayat Raj department is not the direct owner. But all those services we have tried to bring it in the Panchayat Raj owner by setting up e-Sevai centers across the villages, wherein actually all the services which are given by other departments like Revenue Department, Health Department, Registration Department, Agriculture Department, etc. There are nearly 92 services which are being given in the village panchayats through the e-Sevai centers, where we have also fixed a nominal fee for those centers, and these centers are predominantly run by the women self-help groups. So this is how we have actually integrated the women NRLM movement along with the Panchayat Raj in order to permit, in order to give all those services which are not directly given by the Panchayat Raj, but which are helpful for the people in the rural areas and which are run by the other departments. So we have tried to do this integration. In conclusion, I will like to say that we have had a lot of good handholding by the Ministry of Panchayat Raj. We are actually in a good advanced stage, but there is much more scope and cross-learning which we can do in order to ensure that the people in the rural areas are facilitated through these online services. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Govindji. Very interesting. eSevai, in fact, has been rated as amongst the nation's best portals, with almost 100% of the services being provided online. We have three more speakers. I'll invite Sri Eknath Dhavle, the Principal Secretary, Maharashtra, please.
Good morning, sir. I am Eknath Dhavle, Principal Secretary, Maharashtra, Rural Development and Panchayat Raj. So thank you, sir, giving the opportunity to present the case of Maharashtra. Sir, Maharashtra started the e-governance initiative at the Gram Panchayat level back in 2011. So it's a almost 14 years had been experience of the implementation of this program. So initially it was basically the idea was to have revenue was on the paid services. For example, issuing a particular certificate, say 10 rupees that time was the cost incurred for the giving the certificates. Some part was rendered with the service provider, and some part were given to the village level entrepreneur, that is Kendra Chalak. So that was the initial model. After that, in 2016, that the CSC, SPV was introduced because there was some issues on the revenue sharing model. So then 2016 onward, that the CSC SPV was the partner in implementing this program. So the model was of the revenue. So there was the incentives given to the village level entrepreneur, the data entry operator, or the person who was operating this center. Government now recently has said that there has to be some fixed type of a remuneration to be given to the village level entrepreneur, so that the G2G services, because it is not the paid services, it has to be data entry and all backend services of the Gram Panchayat has to be done, and it is not a cost sharing basis. So for that, the fixed remuneration is being given to the village level entrepreneur, and then the rest of the services on the revenue sharing, including the G2G, G2C, and even C2C. So, sir, the model is unique of the nature, and it is operated in almost all the Gram Panchayat is covered under this. As on today, 20,000 that Kendra, that is Aple Sarkar Seva Kendra, is operational, and that is thoroughly operational. So if you see the number of figures, sir, I'll just put that and then I'll come back again. So G2C services which is being provided in last year was around 43 lakh counts was served, and B2C was around 37 lakh. So around 81 lakh counts has been served in last year. Revenue generated was around the 57 crore rupees, and that the revenue sharing to the village level commission was around the 4.83 in spite of the fixed remuneration. So it's a attractive model. When the person works more, he gets the more remuneration. That is the model. So other than these things, centers are working good, I think, which has been shown in the video also. Initial 2-3 centers was shown into this one. So total, if you see this, as on today, around all these applications of this NIC digitization of the records of the Gram Panchayat level, all the Gram Panchayat level records is digitized. We had, as per the Maharashtra Jilla Parishad and Panchayat Act, we had this around some standard formats has to be kept at the Gram Panchayat level. That has completely digitized. Similarly, the services which is being provided under the Service Right to Services Act, which is also given to this portal. Then, sir, recently we have started this graph using of the Gram Manchitra. We with the started our pilot project, that there has been a multiple works is being done at the Gram Panchayat level. In the same village, MG Narega work is done, the MPLAD work is done, state government works. There is a multiple agencies which are doing works at the Gram Panchayat level. But there is no retrieval mechanism at the Gram Panchayat level that where and how much work has been done. And I mean, the data retrieval is not there. So it's happening that the repetitive works of some kind is being taken place. For example, construction of the cement concrete road. So there has been a multiple agency working. So by using this Gram Manchitra, we had run the pilot in 6 districts, and probably after this elections and this thing, we will launch it at the state level, so that the complete end-to-end mechanism of the various agencies which is doing the work at the Gram Panchayat level could be done on that one. So that is the one, and the Gram Manchitra could be one of the best portals. We are already using it, and we are making it a customized module for Maharashtra for ourselves also. So all these Panchayat, this Panchayat Enterprises suite is being implemented. We also had our own Mahagram module where all the state services is included on that one. So similarly, we had introduced that the QR code system. Just the Trouble ACS Tamil Nadu said that their revenue is being collected online. We also started it, though the response is not very strongly because there, but we are already almost all the Gram Panchayats are on the online module system. Similarly, the evaluation of the taxes and all this system is being done through the online system. Sir, that is from Maharashtra. I think this will, I mean, over the period of a time, the system has been evolved. But some at the stage when G2G services, when it comes to at the core data entry and data collections points, and that has to be facilitated, because when there is other revenue sharing model, that's fine. But then this has to be looked into the different perspective, and that has to be incentivized by either through some scheme, some fund routing mechanism, so that this system over the period of will be sustainable. Otherwise, sir, all data entry, all the data collection, if it is not being done regularly, then the e-governance or all this system becomes redundant at point. So that is basically the G2G services that need to be looked into the futures. So that is from our side, sir. I think I thanks all for the ministry giving us an opportunity, and also extending all the support for the implementation of a Gram Manchitra initiative with our own state. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Eknathji. Very interesting on the Maha-e-Gram and the Gram Manchitra portal. I'll now invite Srimati Mary Joseph, the Principal Secretary, Government of Kerala, please. Are you in the web room, Mary ji? She's yet to join. We'll invite Srimati Mona Kandhar, Principal Secretary, Government of Gujarat.
Good morning, sir, and thank you very much for providing this opportunity to present the ICT application in Panchayati Raj institutions. Sir, I would like to brief in two main category. One is at the field level, that is at the Gram Panchayat level, and the other one is at Block Panchayat and Zila Panchayat level. Sir, the digital initiative was taken by the then Chief Minister and present Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi right in 2002, when eGram project was launched in about 50 GPs of Bhavnagar district at that time. At that time, sir, it was envisaged that the services should be brought to the doorstep, and they should be digitized to promote transparency and also to eliminate the middlemen kind of whatever link that might exist informally. So these were the two main objectives, and with that, in 2007, it was rolled out throughout the state. And at that time, it was done with the help of VSET and Airtel connectivity. However, when BharatNet was launched, it was decided by the state government that entire eGram initiative must be shifted on the backbone of BharatNet, and that gave a huge impetus to this entire initiative. And today we have 14,181 eGram centers, and we have a village entrepreneur model, and they are being paid for each of the service that they facilitate there. And there are about at present 325 G2C services and 75 B2C services being rendered by village computer entrepreneurs. Sir, along with that, it's something very important to note that the reason why the BharatNet implementation has been the most successful in the country in Gujarat is mainly because of eGram. And it was mainly because of eGram that we ensured that there is a fiber connectivity right from state till Gram Panchayat, whereas elsewhere in the entire country, all the states have block to Panchayat model. So that is also one of the unique features of BharatNet implemented here. Sir, I would also like to bring to your notice that our VCs have been able to provide services so professionally that in addition to record of rights, even they act as a UIDAI agencies, and we have about 11,000 eKYC centers integrated with this eGram centers. Sir, again, one very important success story is that of the DISCOM. Sir, our DISCOMs are in profit, they are plus, they are not in red. And one of the major reason is that this VCs have been able to get the bills paid digitally, and they've created a win-win situation whereby the discoms, they have helped discom to recover their bills well in time, and they are also earning out of the same. So discom bills, gas bills, all these utility service that they have been catering in the rural areas have ensured a huge positivity for our PSUs as well. Sir, along with that, I would now like to brief what we have done at state level. Sir, we have implemented 3 more platforms. One is Gram Suvidha portal, whereby the database of all the taxpayers have been digitized, and now we have completely stopped the physical system of issuing demand and collecting tax. Now it is completely online, and again that has also improved the financial health of our PRIs, because there are so many such families who have migrated either to urban areas or even to other countries, and they all have been willing to pay. I mean, they wanted to pay the taxes, but because of that physical payment system, it was difficult for them. Now they all are paying much in advance, and that has improved actually the financial condition of our PRIs. So one is those tax reforms. In addition to that, we have simplified the entire formula for working out property tax. We have linked it with the circle rate. So that is one very important reform that we have carried out for PRIs. Another very important platform is that of Prisa, sir, whereby we have digitized the entire payment mechanism of PRIs at all the level. We are planning to discontinue the payment through checks and also any other physical mode. So it will be totally online. The payment, I mean, already 95% payment is being made online. So this is another very important thing that we have done over last 1 year. And the third thing is we have a Parinam portal whereby we monitor the progress of PRI schemes. So these are 3 platforms that we have done for PRIs, and at Gram Panchayat, all the services. So there, the important ones are that of record of rights. We have digital Seva Setu. We have linkage with UIDAI, where they also act as UIDAI agency and also as eKYC agents, and collection of all the utility bills. These are some of the main services. And if we talk about the current financial year, so there has been a total number of about 3.5 crore beneficiaries, or I mean 3.5 crore transactions have taken place in our eGram centers. Sir, thank you very much. That was briefly about the initiatives taken by us. And sir, I would just like to add 2 very brief points. Sir, we have supported this village entrepreneurs at block level and district level as well, so that they are given continuous training. And if we have to integrate any other program or any other B2C service, that can be done in a seamless manner. And for the hardware support and internet support, we have worked out a system whereby they get all their hardware requirement and internet requirement, electricity requirement as well, in a very seamless manner. So these are some of the additional support that we have ensured that they receive. And at times we have seen that even in nearby urban areas, so much so like Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, they also call the VCs of surrounding villages whenever there is any kind of campaign or any such thing. So this model has been fairly successful and fairly recognized, not only by our department, but by several other departments of the state government. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Monaji. It was very comprehensive. Now, our next speaker is Srimati Mary Joseph, the Principal Secretary, Government of Kerala, please.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you very much for the invitation to allowing me to participate in this online webinar session and to present the initiatives undertaken by Government of Kerala in driving digital governance, both at the state government level and at the local body level. Sir, in Kerala, we have integrated the local self-government department. We have unified all the departments of the local self-government, the Panchayats, the urban affairs department, the rural development department, the town planning department, and the department which was handling the engineering works of the local self-government department. The CE, the Chief Engineer Local Self-Government Department's team, they have all been brought under the single umbrella of the integrated local self-government department. So this was done in 2022 in order to bring about better coordination and to ensure concerted efforts for better citizen governance, local economic development, and for full digitization of services provided through the local bodies. Sir, if you may recall, in Kerala, we have this agency called the Information Kerala Mission, which has been working under the local self-government department to provide services to all the rural as well as urban local bodies, to provide the services to rural and urban local bodies to the citizens through a digital platform. So when the IKM had initiated their activities for digitizing the services, digitizing the citizen-centric services, these different services were developed as standalone softwares. We had softwares called Sevana for civil registration and social security. We have a software called Sanchaya, which is the revenue and license system software, which enables citizens to make payments for property tax, license fees, rent, etc. There is another software called Sulekha, which monitors the plans prepared by the local bodies, right from the inception stage, right from the time that they start the discussions at the Gram Sabhas and the development seminars, and then to the preparation of the plan and for the implementation of the approved plan. So these matters are onboarded onto the Sulekha plan monitoring software. We had the Sankhya accrual-based double entry accounting system software for rural and urban local bodies. We had the Suchika workflow application system and grievance handling software. We had the Sanketam for issuing building permits. We had the Sugama software, which is a software monitoring permission for monitoring the permissions given for road cutting, for the electricity board works, for the water authority works, for the telecom department works. Then we had another software called Sakarma, which monitors or which is a real-time monitoring tool for the Panchayat meetings and for uploading the minutes of the Panchayat meetings. So we had few other softwares also, few other standalone softwares also for monitoring the establishment related activities of the rural and urban local bodies. 2 years back, sir, in 2022, these softwares, these standalone softwares were integrated and made a comprehensive software system called the Integrated Local Governance Management System, or the ILGMS. So this ILGMS software suite was deployed across all the Gram Panchayats of the state with effect from April 2022. And ILGMS has in fact integrated all the standalone softwares and has enabled an integrated workflow platform, ensuring greater transparency, accountability, accuracy, and timely delivery of services to all the citizens.